Hello, welcome to the episode 28 of the Hrudai Chetan Show podcast. I am thrilled to bring you another powerful episode filled with power, confidence, passion, and purpose. Today, we dive deep into a topic that touches every heart and mind, the power of psychology in shaping our lives. Joining us is an esteemed guest, Dr. Karuna Mehta, a retired associate professor of psychology with over 40 years of experience in guiding students, professionals, and individuals toward mental well being. With her deep knowledge in educational, social, and counseling psychology, she has been a mentor to many, helping them navigate challenges in academics, career, and personal life. In this episode, we will explore how our mindset influences success and happiness, practical strategies to overcome stress and anxiety, the importance of seeking guidance and removing the stigma around mental health. So get ready to unlock new perspectives and embrace a more empowered vision of yourself. Let's dive in. Let's welcome on our screen Karuna Mehta, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Namaste.
Okay,
How are you, ma'am?
okay.
Yeah. How are you doing, ma'am?
Fine, very fine.
Yeah. Thank you
Nice.
so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting this invite. And you are here with some knowledge that you have to, share with us. So let's dive in and let's get started, ma'am. Are you ready, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, ready.
Let's get started. So, can you tell us how was your childhood and a good memory that you had?
See, I was always interested in reading books.
Mm,
So, the most interesting childhood memories, you know, me coming back from school, keeping my school bag, and immediately running to nearby library that was meant for small kids. And I used to get a book issued and to complete reading by evening and return it the same day. Okay, that is what I enjoyed most. And one fine day, the librarian told me that there are no more books for me. So that was interesting. Yeah.
right. So, what is the happy moment that you had in your childhood?
I think I enjoyed my childhood with family and neighbors and teachers and grandparents. Everything was good. Yeah.
Amazing. So, when I asked you that, no, can you tell your childhood about? And you started by telling, I love reading books. And now, when I ask few kids, what do you love doing? Can you tell me more about your childhood? And they will start by saying, no, I enjoy playing outside with my friends. I want to just go out with my family. No, reading books have been reduced, right? So,
Oh, not reduced. That was the interesting part of it. You said
mm,
one thing, something which is very interesting.
yeah.
That is when librarian told me there are no more books for me.
Hmm.
So that is what was the interesting point. And that is what make me realize that reading
Mm.
books gives you so much knowledge
Yes.
and happiness at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. Now we have audiobooks too. That is more interesting. No, we don't
Hmm.
need to read the books, and we have our mobile phones. And now, if we play a button, then we can hear our full books. Right.
Mhm.
So, can you share a bit about your journey in psychology and what inspired you to dedicate over 40 years to teaching and counseling?
See, my father was highly educated person, and at that particular time, 1970, and even at that time, we used to have psychology books at our home. And he was a sociology and psychology postgraduate and studying law at that time. And that is what, looking at the psychology magazines, I was very much interested. And when I joined college, and the college, Delhi College at that time, was the one of the first college to introduce psychology in Delhi.
mm,
Okay, and there were only two colleges offering psychology. Delhi University, Indraprastha College, and Delhi College were the only two colleges they were
mm,
offering this particular subject. And then, I studied psychology for 5 years and my PhD in that area. And while doing PhD, before completing my PhD, I was offered a job in the same college where I was a student. So that is how I was there for not only 40 years as a teacher, but as a student and a teacher, I think almost all my life. 16 year to 65 till the time I retired.
amazing. So, why did you want to choose psychology path?
I told you that because of the interesting subject. I was interested in reading magazines and books, and I realized that understanding human behavior is really a very interesting part of life. People are studying astrology and other subjects, but psychology was something very new at that particular time.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and maybe I wanted to become a doctor, but becoming a doctor in this country is, I think, difficult and needs lot of money also.
Yeah.
That was maybe the reason.
Right.
Okay.
What were some of the most common psychological challenges you saw students facing during your career?
See, because the psychology subject was new and is now it's upcoming subject, but at that particular time when I started teaching, there were not many job opportunities after studying psychology. Becoming only college lecturer or doing research or going for civil service, there were not many opportunities. It was not a school subject. So
Yes.
students who were studying psychology, they could not even get teaching job. So it was that way very difficult to get as compared to commerce or economics or other subjects.
Mm,
Psychology is gaining popularity now. It was not very popular at that time.
right.
Okay, and moreover, it was more of something we are studying about mental disorders or something which is negative about life, and you know, there was some kind of a stigma attached always to thinking about mental illness that way. Hmm?
So, how can you differentiate between passion versus academics?
I think passion is you can take it easy, but academics you have to be serious. One needs to be serious because there is always a pressure and from parents, from teachers, and from yourself that you have to achieve and you have to be successful. You have to get a job. That kind of a
Yeah.
pressure is there. Hmm.
So, why
Okay.
do you think students hesitate to seek psychological help, and how can we reduce this stigma?
See, psychological help is very much needed in every sphere.
Mm,
Every day we need someone to understand us because there is some challenge or the other. Like if I tell you about today morning incident, it was in the newspaper about two school students stabbed their school principal to death. Maybe I don't know whether you have read about it or not, but it happened today morning. Okay, these teenagers, 15 to 16-year-old boys, they stabbed their principal because principal told them to get haircut. So why they had to stab the principal, and principal, stabbed to death. He was stabbed to death by these students because they don't know how to regulate their emotions, how to control aggression, how to respect teachers. And even teachers and parents need to know how they have to discipline the young children, how to they have to be using some kind of a love oriented disciplinary techniques, using compassion and acceptance and empathy and understanding their point of view, giving them time, giving them warning, rather than using physical punishment or whatever the reason. I don't know about the details. But the thing is that we need lot of work at school level where teachers, parents, and students, everyone is aware of that they need psychologists and they need intervention from professionals to have a good life, to be, not only successful, but well adjusted, meaningful, happy life. Psychologists are definitely needed because every school is, I think, now required to uh, appoint psychologists or school counselors, but even if they appoint, they don't use their services that regularly.
mm,
Maybe there is still stigma. Students don't go to them and they don't understand the importance or the need for that. But I feel that there is so much need, and I feel that we have to do something. And studying psychology for so many years, teaching this particular subject, that makes me feel, that I have some kind of a responsibility towards society. That is why, I'm speaking to you, I'm conveying a message, and so thankful to you, young boys like you, who are, taking interest in this kind of subject and trying to promote this. Okay. And I have written a book also, Psychologist for Gen Z. What is generation Gen Z is those who are teenagers right now, or born 1997 to 2012. They are teenagers or early adulthood. Okay. So in this book, my book, Psychologist for Gen Z, which is available on, online, Amazon, Flipkart, and, the book gives many chapters. I will be telling you later on again. But anger management is one of the chapter. Coping with stress is another. Prevention of mental health problems is another important, small 2-3 pages chapter where students can help themselves by reading, what they need to do. Not that they have to go to somebody and they feel shy about there is so much of a hesitation to talk about some kind of mental thoughts which they think are not very rational. So they need to have some catharsis to talk to somebody about how to control, how to change their thoughts, how to change their emotions, how to become a better adjusted individual. Okay.
amazing. So let's look forward to speak about your book more. And yes, audience, if you would want to read ma'am's book, there is a link in my description. Go ahead and click the link below and buy the book right now because it is important for now, right? Now, ma'am. So as day by day, teenagers' mindset will change. Is it true?
Yeah, I think, pardon me, your question is about mindset change. To
Yes.
bring about mindset change, reading this book will definitely change the mindset by giving them information and knowledge. And they will find that life is not that difficult as they perceive. Things
Mm,
are very simple, very easy. And, they keep it to themselves. They don't have any right kind of a person to tell them what to
mm,
do, how to do. There are books available. Even I think about that when we were school going or college going students, there there was a need that someone guided us properly at that particular time. Choice of a subject, how to study, how to prepare for exam, what kind of friends we should make, and what kind of friends we should avoid making. Like, don't become, I have written somewhere in my mental health chapter about, don't be friendly with sociopathic, psychopathic individuals who are into drugs or into some other kind of problem behavior, risky behavior. One should not get involved and friendly with these kind of individuals. Who will tell them? Only after things happen, something wrong happens. You must have seen that movie Adolescent. That is English movie, and it was very much discussed in the media about also. But when it is some English movie, everyone is so much into talking about that. But it's happening every day in our country. Every small town, every school, things do happen, and nobody gives importance to it. And if there is a movie, and I think these kind of movies are trying to somehow bring awareness to society that something has to be done. Okay.
So, what role do parents and teachers play in ensuring the psychological well-being of students?
See, parents and teachers are doing their best, and they are earning, they are into their own business, they are into their job, and they don't get much time to update themselves or be aware of what kind of problems students go through at that particular age and stage. They have to be, first of all, they have to take care of their own psychological health, their own emotional problems, because they are the role models, because they are the ones who have to be supportive, whenever there is a need, they have to support. If they are not educated, if they are not happy, if they are not able to achieve life goals, okay, if they have frustration, so they have to somehow help themselves first, and be more ready for open to new experiences of life and information. And if they are parents, then it becomes their responsibility, and take it with the kind of sense of responsibility, and to even to attend some workshops in schools, and even the kind of programs, uh, TV or media programs are also very educative sometimes. Not that media or TV is always bad. There is so much of information. Plus, they need to read books. They have to, bibliotherapy is something which is required for parents and teachers and students, everyone. Some kind of a gift they give to their children. They can give gifts. They can have some kind of techniques to discipline them, and first of all, accepting their you know good points means strengths and weaknesses of their own children. So they have to accept that these are the strengths and these are the weakness points. So every child is unique, every child has something kind of a unique intelligence level, and every child is different. Somebody is good in maths, another one is good in English, another one is good in science. So they should understand that everyone can't be doing best in every subject. We have to accept it. What are the positive things, positive qualities, characteristics, intelligence level as well as aptitude, whatever it is, they should know. If there is something lacking, no problem. Okay, whatever is the strength, one should encourage the child, give the feedback rather than punishing or using physical punishment, using nagging or some kind of a negative talk, over expectation, setting unrealistic goals for the children can bring family atmosphere can become unhappy atmosphere. So there is the responsibility to improve home environment. First of all, they need to improve home environment, and happiness has to be there. That is how they become resilient. If there is some problem, they should try to solve it, and they should know how to communicate, and social skills are important for both parents, teachers, and students. Okay.
Can you share some practical tips for students to manage exam stress and academic pressure?
Okay, exam stress is not always negative. We do talk about Yerkes Dodson law, which is my favorite. I've given it in the book, that there is an inverted U relationship between anxiety and performance. If anxiety is very, very low, then performance is not that good. Whereas as the anxiety increases, it is optimum level, then the performance is also good. But when anxiety increases beyond the moderate level, then the performance is negatively affected. What I'm trying to tell is that we need to be, okay with some amount of anxiety, because that is what tells us to come on, get up early morning, start studying, okay, and eat properly, don't go out and waste time. So this kind of anxiety tries to give us some kind of you can say that we need to now start working seriously because the exams are nearby. And at the same time, my book also gives particular symptoms of examination stress. hmm? Lack of appetite, or not able to sleep, dry mouth, or palpitation, all these. And one is supposed to take care of health. At the same time, study, in a way that is properly planned. If a child starts studying in the month of August, September, he will not be anxious in the month of February, March, because he's already having a kind of backup plan with him. If he starts studying in the exam, then he saves time. Whereas some students who start studying very late, or if they don't have a family environment, a place to study, or the kind of kind of a help which is needed at times by students. Not, I'm not talking about tuition or coaching, because at times we definitely need help. So how to prepare for exams, how to appear for exam, when there is a question paper in front of them, how to, divide time. 35 minutes for every question. Not that you keep writing for 1.5 hours for one particular, your favorite answer, and then you are not left with time to complete your exam. So
Yeah.
all these kind of things are discussed in the book. Okay, the book Psychologist for Gen Z has 19 chapters, where few chapters are about examination anxiety, study habits, how to prepare and appear for exams, and resilience. These are the topics which are given very well, so that a person becomes, you know, well prepared for exam, and there is no fear or anxiety, because we have to study, we have to appear for exam.
Yeah. Amazing. So, what
Right.
inspired?
Okay.
Yeah, what inspired you to write this book?
See, when I was in college, I wanted to help students, those who are having tough time I could think of. Then I thought these students have already got admission in college and still they're finding that things are difficult for them. What about students who are in class 10th or 11th or 12th, and there is so much of a pressure from parents, which college to join, how much to get marks, and the grades, everything is so important, and there are so many suicides in Kota and other places, and you feel really sad and bad about that. Oh God, there was nobody to help them at that particular difficult time. But they don't come to psychologist even if there is a room, and there's a psychologist available for them for 2 hours every day. They come, they look from outside, and they go away. They feel that other friends are looking at them. There is so much of a hesitation, there is so much of stigma. So no, what I have written on the first cover page of my book is, do you feel shy visiting a counseling psychologist? Here is a book which is a self-help book, so that you can help yourself, and whatever questions you have in your mind that you forget, you are not able to memorize, you are not able to remember. Okay, so everyone forgets, right? How to improve memory, how to focus, what kind of a process is involved. Information processing approach explains what kind of a process is involved, right from when you look at the particular topic, how much you uh, focus on that attention, then short term memory, long term memory, all those models I have given in a very small book. It's a 170 pages book, where everything is given. I hope today's generation students are very intelligent, and before giving these tips, I have given them some concepts, some theory, little bit of theory, and how these particular tips are based on those psychological concepts and research by psychologists. Something like by Ebbinghaus. How, if you study a list of words,
Mm.
you give only one trial, look at all 10 or 20 words, one trial, how many you will be able to answer? Right, recall from the memory. 4 or 5 out of 10. So that is 40 or 50%. But if you repeat that particular list 2, 3, 4 times, you'll be able to write all 10
Mm.
correctly. So this is the one particular research by Evan Goss. I use this particular study to tell students that you have to repeat, rehearsal, practice. Only then you can think about 100%. Not just reading once, because you are going to filter out, you are going to forget. Everyone forgets. Okay, and there are certain theories about consolidation process that you have to study, and take rest for some time, so that it is absorbed. It is somehow in your short term to long term memory mein jayega. And then there are certain particular ideas about research based and proactive inhibition, where when you learn particular subject, immediately you learn another thing, immediately you learn another thing. There is so much of a confusion going on. Whereas if you have a very kind of a one task, some rest, then another task, or one task, a very different task, you studying maths, then study Hindi or something else, and then again maths or something, not that one particular there are particular kind of my own experience strategies, and based on research work, I have given certain tips how to improve memory, how to not forget matter, and don't worry even if you forget, because it is stored there somewhere. Don't think you have, when we discuss about particular, subject matter, we know that it is there. Sometimes recognition score is higher than recall score. Okay,
Mhm.
it's there. It's always in the mind.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that students often struggle with anxiety, low self-esteem, and stress. What are some practical techniques from your book that can help them cope?
See, we all know that we need to relax, we need to have hobbies, we need to eat properly, and we need to change our way of looking at things. Reinterpreting situations. Sometimes something is very stressful, but we look again, think about it again from another person's point of view, the way our parents telling us or our siblings telling us. Then maybe things are not that tough or not that bad. So we need to share our problems with parents, with psychologists, with friends, and these stress coping strategies are, you know. Uh, Having hobbies, listening music, going for a walk, okay, having some game for some particular time, watching TV 10, 15 minutes, but then coming back to studies. When we're talking about particular students' life, then also I have mentioned something about uh, that maybe you have some 4 or 5 favorite coping strategies. Your friend has another 4 or 5 favorite coping strategies, like that. If there are 5 or 10 friends, they pool these strategies. You will have so many coping strategies and you can help each other. That is what is how you cooperate and how you learn from others. At times, maybe you're doing something wrong, which is rather harming rather than helping you. So it's not that, interacting with friends is not only for playing or, time management is required for that. It is including in your life. With friends, I think if you study together, if you talk to your friends about that this is stressful, they do help each other. So there is a particular chapter about friendship and popularity also in my book, which tells us about why we need friends. So no, there is a need for affiliation. And what is this need for affiliation is that we need to be with others. We don't want to be lonely, right? When we are with others, what they do, they provide us information, they provide us social support, they provide us emotional support, and we have some kind of a clarity about life when we talk to them. So I think it's good to be having social skills and good friends. Okay.
So can you explain the plateau stages in learning and how students can use this concept to improve their academic performance?
So sometimes what happens that any task when a person is trying to learn, whether parents, a father is trying to learn driving, okay, he buys a new car and he first time he's learning to drive. Then after 2 days he'll come back and say, no, 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 I'm so scared. I'm not going to learn it. I don't want to continue learning. Okay, but then everyone tells him, oh, you have spent so much money on it. So this is one example. Or even when we buy a musical instrument like guitar or something, after 4 or 5 days, we think that we just keep it as a decoration in our room and we find it difficult to learn. Because whatever learning, there is a stage comes in the beginning, you are really interested, motivated, excited, and then you have to work and practice and you find there is not much improvement. And that is what comes to perceive as a stage of no improvement, is what a plateau stage is. If we make a graph, I think you all know about how to make a graph, that with trials there is improvement, but there are few trials there is no improvement, and there is a straight line rather than the curve going up. The straight line then you don't give up, and then practice, 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 and then suddenly there is that the curve gradually is improvement, and then again there is some plateau stage of no improvement, and then comes improvement. Okay, so even if when I was writing a book, let's say, few pages, and then you feel, oh, maybe I will not be able to do it, and then you don't do anything. Then again, and then comes, and then when you find there are 100 pages already done, then you are again excited and encouraged by yourself or maybe encouraged by others to complete your task. So this particular learnings curve, gets many plateau stages. At every plateau stage, we need to take rest, of course, but at times we have to change our way of working, adding new strategies, feeling encouraged and motivated once again. And maybe parents and teachers need to help a child and a student to change his way of working so that he's not stuck at a particular kind of a learning stage. Okay, so these plateau stages are not to get disheartened, but actually telling you that the learning is going on, it's inside, it will come up, that I already know it. Okay, because that observation, that inside, you are having that information stored somewhere. Only thing is that you have to overtly do it. Okay, whether it's driving a car or a bicycle or any other game. Hmm? Practice is a must, and overcoming plateau stages is, I think, a kind of a need that we all need to uh, take care. Hmm?
Beautiful. So how do personality traits influence a student's academic success and confidence?
See, individuals are different, introvert, extrovert, and different kind of personality traits have been maybe more than 2,000 personality traits by Allport. And then slowly and slowly, Eysenck has given 16, and then other psychologists have come to 5 personality traits. Whatever it is, like, the personality is very important in the sense that we have to be open to experience, and we need to be more agreeable. Means, in a kind of a sense that we should not be hostile, or we should not be aggressive, and kind of always introvert or shy, because there are introverts are not bad, but and extroverts are also okay. They have many outside friends, but we have to take care that if there are certain traits which are not uh, good to have, like, I have a chapter in this book where I have given 50 positive
Mm,
magic words and 50 negative words,
mm,
and we have to assess ourselves on those particular traits. Huh? Polite, suppose it's politeness, or it is something like compassion. Okay, or some other trait, or a kind of a characteristic which is pessimistic. Huh? So I have a list of traits which we need to add to our personality,
right.
and list of particular characteristics which we need to unlearn. We
Mm,
have to somehow do something about it. People say ki ऐसा ही हूं मैं तो, this is my personality. No, if we find that because of this particular personality traits, I am not liked by many people in my school, or in my friend circle, or in my neighborhood, what we need to do? We need to have understanding about our own self. First of all, there is a need to know ourselves. So we have psychologists who have lots of tests, and we can use particular this test and know about our personality test traits, and think about that we can definitely change our personality.
right.
Okay, and many people may not agree, but I think if we make efforts, we can change our personality, and for good. Like, if we talk about impression formation, how impression is formed. If a person has got few traits but one or two negative traits, what will happen? People do averaging. Okay. Those one or two traits are also very important, which are not good. So we should try to not only do some acting or some kind of a fake impression of politeness, but we should say whatever. When we go for interview, we talk very nicely, politely, but otherwise maybe we are not that type of person. But why not actually become that type of person? When you know that you have to act and behave in that particular manner to get favor from somebody, or to get admission, or to get a job, then why not become like that? So
Mm,
with psychodrama, with practice, with introspection, huh? With counseling, with encouragement from people, that there is a restaurant somewhere, I read about it, that you are allowed to enter that particular restaurant only if you smile. So smile is what? Smile is a beautiful personality characteristic where you have This is a part of your social skills, as well as your impression, as well as feeling good about yourself. When you start doing it, not that others feel good about you, but you feel good about yourself. And that is what is modifying personality. Modification of personality is definitely a very huge topic. It's given in the book, and definitely psychologist for Gen Z. I have written with the purpose. Students, they should know what exactly is the meaning of personality. Is not only wearing branded clothes or some kind of a hairstyle, but it is how you talk, how you control emotions, how you express your emotions, how you interact with people around, what kind of adjustment you have with others and with yourself, not only with others, with yourself internally. So that is also very important for good psychological health, good mental health, and for good personality.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing. So, how can students balance academic success with happiness and mental well-being?
See, mental health is nowadays discussed so many times when, these celebrities or film stars talk about mental health. But otherwise, when there are some, workshops in schools and colleges, people don't give much importance to it. But I think we need to know about that life is not only to struggle or to achieve good marks or to get a good job, but our emotional intelligence is also equally important, and how much happy we are with the kind of a family interaction or adjustment or a job or you can say achievement, whatever achievement is not only important for success but for our lifelong meaningful happy life. Okay, and prevention is possible if we are careful. If we are careless, and if parents are careless, if teachers are not giving that much importance to the well-being or psychological health of students, because there is a correlation between psychological health and physical health and school performance and reaching goals, achieving goals, everything is related. Okay, so we have to work for happiness and good psychological health to become successful. Okay, only success is not going to be a lifelong something good.
Right.
Huh? Only success and you find that you don't have family and friends and loved ones to appreciate, right? So happiness is when you help others, when you have a compassion, when you are forgiving, and when you read good books like about forgiveness, about helping, about nurturing, about cooperation, about teamwork, and all that gives happiness. Okay, if I give you one example of my own son, who is very successful, happily married and working. You know what? Once I asked him when he was in school in class 7th or 8th, I asked him about his marks and school result. And instead of answering, you know what he said? He said, Mera friend class mein first aaya. Oh, that's a beautiful answer. I still remember it because he was so happy for his friend that his friend is first in class. So that is the kind of happiness we should have. We should feel happy for others rather than being self-centered. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful, man. How does our mindset impact our success and happiness?
See, the question is already answered many times, and there is a chapter again about mindset. Believe in yourself, and believe in yourself comes with two kind. There is a research work on the basis of that. I have given growth mindset and fixed mindset.
Mm.
Some people have fixed mindset. They say we can't do it. I'm not intelligent. I'm not smart. I'm not from English medium school. Something like that. But growth mindset is when they say I can do it. Huh? Why not? If others can do it, okay. They want to become achievers. They look at the problems and they want to solve. So they know that I can do it. Huh? If there are, American president saying you can, I can, so everyone is saying I can. But I think we all know already that I can, and Indian students and our, parents and Asian students and families families are all very, you can say, motivated to help their children to achieve their best and to encourage a growth mindset. Okay, and we should never use a kind of a language or a labeling for any student that you can't do it, huh? Or you tum nalaik ho, or you are not intelligent enough, or tumhare bas ka baat nahi hai. All these kind of language is not to be used, because this will lead to a fixed mindset that can't do it. I'm not that particular intelligent, But with a growth mindset, one is encouraged to do best in whatever field, in whatever kind of intellectual capacity he has. Right.
Right. So, how important are social skills in personal and professional success?
See, I told you that smiling, helping others, okay, and interacting with neighbors, learning from them, celebrating with them, all these social skills add to happiness and success and networking also. That they help you in return, and you come to know many things from them, that how they become so successful. So these social skills definitely accelerate our achievement.
So, what's one key message you would like to share with students and young professionals striving for success?
See, life is not very very easy, but it's beautiful. And the one message is, of course, we have already said, believe in yourself and work hard and all that, but become mentally tough.
Mm.
I don't believe in becoming a delicate person at heart. One should never get disheartened. One should always think about that mental toughness is a must. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying by mentally tough. Hmm? Don't be always a kind of a person who is very sensitive. Means we need to increase our frustration tolerance. Frustration, first of all, what frustration? Failure. If there is a failure, then there is always next time. Okay, and failure you tried at least, and someone who is trying is definitely doing some difficult task. Okay,
Yes.
only then one fails if the task or the goal is difficult. Okay, then there is a next time, then there is a next time. We need to be mentally tough and accept the challenges.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So now when we come to the end of this episode, let's move on to rapid questions fire round. So let's begin now. One book on psychology that changed your perspective.
See, all the books are very interesting, important, and very well written. But, being a counseling psychologist, I have been teaching this subject for many, many years. And there is a book by, Glading, counseling book by Glading. You know, every chapter, beginning of the chapter, there is a kind of a poem. There's a poetry about life and difficulties. And then he starts with that, the kind of research and contribution, and the way they work, the way the book is written, means that is what encourages me to work and write a book. This is the book, uh, counseling psychologist Glading. Okay, and and after reading the way the book Glading has contributed in understanding how to look at the problems, but in a very simple way. That is how I have written this book. And even writing this book has improved my perspective. This is my book, Counseling, Psychologist for Destiny. Okay. It's available online with Amazon. Yes.
If you could give only one piece of advice to students, what would it be?
Never think negative about yourself. Okay. You are precious. Your parents love you, and love yourself. Be strong, be healthy, and you can always, this is from one of the psychologist research based line which I have picked up. I love it. You can always rewrite the script of your life.
Wow.
Okay.
Your go-to stress relief activity.
I don't want to again say reading. I don't want to say, because it's been so many times. I think little bit of cooking,
Mm.
because that helps both ways. You know, if you're studying, go to kitchen, little bit of cooking. You're processing whatever you were reading in the mind, and at the same time doing something to help yourself to eat so that you regain energy, and
Mm.
rather you're not dependent on others, even boys or girls, anyone. Okay.
Yes. The most rewarding moment in your career.
So when I got job in my own college where I was student, and I
Mm.
shared a room uh, with my own teachers, I was the faculty,
Wow.
and the way they loved me, I
Mm.
can never forget that.
If you had to describe psychology in one word, what would it be?
Much needed subject for everyone, every student. It's a definitely needed subject.
One thing you believe every school should teach but doesn't.
Okay, to be prepared for struggles of life, and if parents are providing all facilities and a good life, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for them. They
Yes.
have to be learned to be tough, both physical and mental toughness. Again, I'm saying that.
Yeah. Your favorite quote or motivation or mental health.
You can have good mental health if you take care. We have to be careful about it. As we are careful about physical health, we have to be equally careful about psychological health. It's important. And that is what is mental health. And we don't have to, be scared of mental health or what. But dental health is more scared, it's more painful. Mental health is what? You are depression, or feeling low, or a kind of being sometimes in a kind of mindset which is not very fruitful. Huh? I don't want to name difficult mental health problems, because that is not meant for students. Students are at a beautiful stage of life where they have to work only for studies and for friends and family relationships and deciding about their career. Okay, so if they are really happy go lucky, if they take help from parents and teachers and friends, and want to do their best and avoid risky behavior, avoid bad company, avoid wasting time, I think they can have successful life.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self one tip, what would it be?
I could have achieved better, but I'm very happy whatever I achieved. Okay, but don't postpone your work. Never postpone your work. I used to postpone sometimes, which I regret. Okay, so don't waste time is something which I think one should not waste time. One should enjoy it, have hobbies, dance or music or adventure or whatever. But don't waste time, and be focused and
Yes.
be happy.
Right. Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was just mind blowing, and all the tips that you shared from your book and from the research that you made is just mind blowing, and we learned a lot of things. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. How
Thank
did
you.
you feel being here on my podcast and sharing your thoughts, your views to my audience?
Thank you. Very nice. It's very nice interacting with this young age boy. Very nice that you are understanding such complicated subject that easily. The way I'm explaining it so easily, the same way you are understanding it with the kind of confidence and expression that you are actually understanding it.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Thank
audience, this is the time that you can utilize and buy the book which ma'am guided you with. And there is a link in my description. Just click that link and you can buy the book there. So, thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here on my podcast.
you. Available online counseling also, and there is a website, and I will website link, if you want I can share the website link with you.
Yeah.
It's www.psychologistforstudents.com. Okay.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Audience, if you would want a psychology help, here is the solution for you. So, looking forward to meet you on my next episode. Till then, take care and goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.